Welcome to another edition of Bagger Dan's Country Garage. Welcome back. Today we're going to be installing the Harley Davidson Electric Glow Keystone LED lights on my 2019 Ultra Limited. We have, as usual, gathered the necessary tools. We've got our Bud Light. We've got a cigar. Today it's a CAO Pilon. And a hammer. I've got to get me a bigger hammer. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to clean up the area around here where we're going to have to mount the lights. There was some sticky double-sided tape that's required, so I'm going to use some alcohol here to clean up the area. Probably want to clean before you actually put the light on there too. Alright, the next thing we have to do is remove these two screws here, or the nuts. Actually, we're going to leave the screws in place because they're actually going to help us position this thing once we get to it. So let's go ahead and do that. This is a 9/16 and a 1/2 inch. I don't know why they made them different sizes. So I've got to get a star bit. Looks like a pretty big one. There we go. That is a T45. Alright, then we got a 1/2 inch. This is a different size star, but over here. T40. Alright, each of these pieces are marked with a LH and a RH. So this is for the right side, which is what we're doing now. So we're just going to kind of test fit it in there and see how it works. It'll go in here. The light goes through the wire that sticks through this backing plate. And the light just kind of sits in there. All right. Let's see how exactly is this going to work. It's got some double-sided tape at the top here that's supposed to stick onto something. This may have been made for a previous year's bike, but I think we can make it work. An area up here. I think I need to clean that a little better. Give that a shot, and then we'll go ahead and put this on. dry. It's getting there. I'm going to take a few puffs off my cigar and be back. Alright, we're getting ready to install our backing plate. Before we do that, in that little baggie with the tiny screws, they give you a couple of crush washers. They are different sizes. Remember, we had a larger nut on the outside, so we're going to put the larger washer on the outside and a smaller washer on the inside screw. Those washers are designed to fit into these holes. So we're going to go ahead and peel off our adhesive backing here. Maybe. And I'll pop this over the screws. Line it up fairly good here. And we'll go ahead and push in on that adhesive tape. All right, we'll go ahead and, no, I don't think we do that yet. Let's go ahead and do that. Put these nuts on here just to make sure that it holds in place and those washers don't get out of whack inside the backing plate here. Like that. Okay. And we're going to take this LED light. The wiring on these is exactly the same on both of them, so there's no designation on here whether it's right hand or left hand. So I'm just going to take my chances, right? I got a 50-50 shot of being right or wrong. Before we put these screws in the back of the light, I'm going to tighten this down. It'll give me a little more leverage when we start tightening up those screws. Those screws are really tiny. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with this back one here. It says 15 to 20 pounds. 15 to 20 foot-pounds. If you make it too tight, you're going to crack that cheap Chinese plastic that Harley used. So I'm going right in the middle, 17.5. All right, we're stuck. All right, we'll do the other side. believe it says 30 to 37 foot-pounds. I'll go with 33.5. Sounds like a plan. And there we go. Now for these little tiny screws, this is how big they are. You're going to need a tiny little #1 Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to go ahead and lose one right there. Telling you, you hit the floor, you're gone. I tell you to torque these little screws down. I'm not sure how you would do that. But in either case, we are going to just make them nice and tight. Looks like they've got a little bit of Loctite on them from the factory. All right, we'll do the same to the other side, and then we'll start the wiring up to the harness. All right, we've got the other side on now. Let me show you what it looks like from the rear. Can't really see it too good. One of the problems is that Harley does not differentiate the wiring for right and left. So what we're going to have to do is test out and see which is which. Get over here. You have to disconnect this connector here. Should be able to just push in and pull out. Oh yeah, just push in and pull out, he says. There we go. Got a male and a female connector. We'll go ahead and plug in the male. Can only go one way. You've got these little wings on here. And then we'll plug in the female. Again, there's only one way for it to go. I don't know why that was so difficult. Then we'll just take one of these and plug it into one side and see if it works. Let's go ahead and try this side. Well, where are you at? What the hell? And we'll turn it on. Oh, we had a 50-50 shot of getting it right. We got it right. Woohoo! I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket. Alright, so now we know which is which. So we're just gonna have to take this wiring and run it up along here. I'm gonna have to figure out somehow to make both sides reach. Anyway, I'm going to do that, and we'll be right back. All right, success. I don't know what I was doing wrong before. I had to fiddle around with this connector positioning, and just routed the wires down through here, came out. Now I'm going to zip time up here, and we'll be done. They don't give you any zip ties in the kit, by the way. You're going to have to supply your own. And we'll do the other side, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, I've got the saddlebags on, got the seat back on, everything back together. Let's give it a shot. Right blinker. Working. Left blinker. Works. Hazard lights. Working. And brake lights. You can see they're a lot brighter. It adds a lot more light to the back of the bike. Makes me a lot more visible. Alrighty. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good day.